It began with a drought so severe that it reshaped the landscape and rewrote the history books. The year was 2025, and across the region, the once dependable rains had failed. Reservoirs dropped to record lows, crops withered in the sun, and the air carried the dry scent of dust and cracked earth. But at the center of this parched expanse stood one of nature's oldest sentinels, an ancient lake whose waters had witnessed centuries of change. For generations, its surface had mirrored the skies, concealing whatever mysteries lay beneath. Then, as if summoned by fate, the water began to vanish, pulling back like a curtain at the opening act of a long-forgotten play. At first, the retreat seemed unremarkable. Shoreline stretched farther than usual, exposing sandbars and fragments of driftwood. Fishermen grumbled at the longer walk to the water's edge. But soon, as the lake continued to shrink, something extraordinary began to appear. Remnants of an ancient shoreline, etched in layers of sediment like pages from a geological diary. Stones that had been shaped by waves centuries ago now lay exposed to the wind, and fossilized shells clung stubbornly to rock faces that hadn't seen daylight in ages. It was here, among these forgotten markers, that something else caught the eye. A faint glimmer. Deep within a shadowed crevice, local drone operators, curious about the changing landscape, flew their cameras over the exposed terrain. Through the high-definition lens, a breathtaking sight emerged, a narrow, jagged opening in the earth, shimmering with a blue light that seemed almost alive. The footage was mesmerizing, light refracting off the water inside, revealing flashes of crystalline walls beyond. In that moment, it was clear the drought had unveiled the entrance to a hidden world. They called it the Sapphire Caverns. Descent into Sapphire depths discovery sent ripples of excitement through the scientific community. Caving experts, geologists, and environmental researchers rushed to the site. But entering the caverns would not be simple. The opening was partially submerged, and beyond it lay an unknown labyrinth of rock and water. This was a challenge that required precision, expertise, and respect for the delicate environment inside. The team assembled was a blend of specialist divers experienced in underwater cave exploration, geologists skilled in reading the stories written in stone, and biologists eager to study lifeforms in extreme conditions. Each member carried specialized equipment, lightweight, high-intensity lamps to illuminate the darkness, breathing apparatus designed for extended submersion, and delicate instruments capable of sampling rock and water without causing damage. On the day of the first descent, the air was thick with anticipation. The divers slipped into the cool, still water, the surface breaking with hardly a ripple. As they swam toward the entrance, the light from above began to fade, replaced by a dim, otherworldly glow. The passage narrowed, forcing them to twist and turn through spaces just wide enough for a human body. The sound of their own breathing echoed in their ears, amplified by the enclosing rock. Then, suddenly, the space opened. Before them stretched a cathedral-like chamber, its walls glistening with sheets of mineral crystal. The light from their headlamp struck the surfaces and fractured into countless shades of blue, from deep indigo to bright cerulean. It was as though they had entered the heart of a sapphire. Massive columns rose from the floor to the ceiling, their surfaces layered with translucent mineral deposits. Delicate, icicle-like formations hung from above, dripping with water so pure it seemed invisible until it struck the lake below. The science of shimmer. It was easy to believe that the team had stumbled into a treasure vault of gemstones. But the truth was both more complex and no less awe-inspiring. Samples taken from the cavern walls revealed a mixture of silica, calcite, and trace minerals, particularly aluminum and iron, that interacted with the cave's unique lighting conditions to create the illusion of sapphire walls. Over thousands of years, mineral-rich waters had seeped through the rock, depositing microscopic layers that refracted light into those stunning blue hues. Geologists explained that this combination of minerals and conditions was rare, occurring only when specific geological and hydrological factors align perfectly. In this case, the lake's mineral content, the slow seepage of groundwater, and the stable temperature of the submerged caverns had worked together to form these shimmering structures. Without the drought of 2025, they might have remained hidden for another millennium or forever. The visual spectacle was matched by the acoustics. The cavern's shape and mineral surfaces created a strange, almost musical echo, amplifying the faintest sound into a haunting, melodic reverberation. Divers reported that even their bubbles seemed to sing as they rose to the surface, unveiling hidden life. The caverns were more than a geological wonder, they were a cradle for life. In the pools and crevices, researchers found colonies of microbial life unlike anything documented in the main body of the lake. These extremophiles had adapted to darkness, low nutrient levels, and high mineral concentrations. Some glowed faintly under certain wavelengths of light, hinting at bioluminescent properties that could have applications in medicine and biotechnology. Microscopic analysis revealed structures that allowed these organisms to feed on minerals, extracting energy in ways radically different from photosynthetic life. This discovery opened new questions about how life can thrive in extreme environments, and even fueled speculation about similar conditions on other planets and moons in our solar system. But the exposure of the caverns brought danger as well as opportunity. These ecosystems had been sealed off from the outside world for countless centuries. Introducing light, oxygen, and human presence risked altering their delicate balance. Conservationists warned that the microbes could be overwhelmed by foreign bacteria or that subtle changes in temperature could disrupt their survival. A glimpse of tomorrow's exploration continued. Debates began about the future of the Sapphire Caverns. Should they be open for controlled scientific study or sealed again to protect their pristine condition? Some argued for limited public access, imagining glass walkways and guided tours that could bring awareness and tourism revenue to the region. Others insisted that even minimal exposure would destroy what made the caverns unique. Climate experts pointed out another possibility. The drought might be temporary. If heavy rains returned, the lake would refill, submerging the entrance once more. In that case, the caverns might again be hidden, protected by the very waters that had once concealed them. In the meantime, the footage captured inside the caverns spread across the world, drawing millions of viewers. The sight of those sapphire-like walls ignited imaginations, inspiring artists, filmmakers, and storytellers. Some saw them as a reminder of Earth's hidden wonders, others as a metaphor for beauty revealed only in times of hardship. In the final moments of the expedition's official documentary, the drone returned to the mouth of the cave. Sunlight streamed across the surface of the lake, refracting through the water into the entrance below. Slowly, the camera pulled back, the shimmering blue fading into the vast, dry landscape surrounding it. A narrator's voice lingered over the image. If one lake can hide such wonders for millennia, what else waits, silent and unseen, beneath the surface of our world? The question hung in the air, unanswered and perhaps unanswerable. But for those who had descended into the sapphire depths, the experience was unforgettable. They had touched a place where geology and biology wove together into something timeless, fragile, and unspeakably beautiful. And they knew that somewhere, beneath another quiet body of water, another secret might be waiting. Imagine stumbling upon a hidden world, untouched for millennia, glowing with an otherworldly blue. We dove deep into an ancient lakebed that recently revealed its most stunning secret, caverns shimmering with sapphire formations. Get ready to witness a geological marvel that will leave you breathless.